Y'all voted Donald Trump. Was that Brexit? Brexit. Oh, I'm not British. Oh, what's that? Nigerian president? Oh.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never.
Hey, what is up guys? It's Soala here with Protechtion, and today I'm gonna give you my 3 requirements or the 3 easy steps on how to buy tech. First one being the functionality. What am I going to use it for? Take for example a camera. Am I going to use it for majority of videos, time lapses, photos, action like shots? And am I gonna be shooting things like astronomy, like the moon, the stars, the constellations? That really helps me to decide or subdivide the categories of what I'm actually gonna get. That brings us to the next point, step 2, price. I need a budget, and a budget that would actually fit the functionality of what I'm getting. For example, again, back with the camera, from the start of this channel, I've been filming with 4K and I need to keep that up or even get better. So I decided to buy a budget but still 4K camera. I had a budget of 300 to 800. You have to be very optimistic and also very realistic in your budgeting, because you can't expect to get the features of a $700 phone or, you know, the build of a $700 phone on a budget phone of $100 to $400 and $300. And thirdly, the last step that I use whenever I'm buying tech is I ask myself the question, how long would it take me before I upgrade to the next best thing? This usually happens with me when I'm buying phones, or when I'm buying smartwatches, or when I'm buying headphones. For example, people have been asking me if I'm going to upgrade to the iPhone 7 because of its new features. But I mean, when I was buying my 6S Plus, which I'm using now and I will probably use for the next 2 years, I bought the 64GB model. I didn't really know I was going to film with it, but I just needed the extra space because I didn't want to be bothered with, you know, the pop-ups like, oh, storage space too full. What is up with my English today? So those are the 3 easy steps, and let's just put it into context. For example, back to the camera. I need to shoot videos in 4K. So that subdivides all other types of cameras to the 4K type of cameras, you know, 4K and above. And my budget wasn't something stupid like £1,200 where I can get something like the Sony A7X. It's something simplistic, but something that I can work around. And my budget was, as I said before, 300 to 800. And this camera fell beautifully right in between that budget. And finally, the last thing, how long would it take before I upgraded? Well, personally, I decided for a 4K camera because although it's just coming into like mainstream consumption, 4K video watching isn't actually a big thing, because there are not many, well, in my country, there are not many 4K TVs. It usually ends at 1080p. And also the internet still these days isn't strong enough to really carry a 4K without buffering for like a minute or 2. I thought that by the time 4K becomes mainstream, my channel will be big enough and I would have saved enough money to buy something like a 6K camera, and that's how I will keep going till, well, wherever God wants me to end at. And if you watch this video to this point, there's one last step that I sometimes use whenever I'm buying tech. I ask myself, if I was to be given the device or the money that would be equivalent to buying the device, which would I want more? And that would help me to know whether I actually need the device or I just want to buy it as an impulsive buy. Thank you so much for watching. If you've kept up to this point, do not forget to subscribe. My name is Soala and you are here with Protechtion, and I am saying good night. You know, the what's that thing? Collection of stars.
Constellations.
The constellations.